I was talking about why are love stories so against hypergamy, and they named The Notebook and Titanic. And if that's all white people have to worry about, it's a blessing.
Baby, spend it, baby, on me. Spend it, baby, spend it. Prada and on me. Spend it all on me. Spend it, baby, spend it. Shopping spree, Chanel, please.
Okay, hi you guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Codenamechanel, and I'm back. But clearly I'm back because I have like a little rant, that something I just need to get off my chest and something I need to talk about. So can we talk about it? Hello, testing. If you're new to my channel, welcome. If you're a returning subscriber, then you know, like, I know it's all love. Let me get into this, okay? We really gotta talk. We gotta talk. Like, I was having a conversation with, like, literally my friend, and we're talking about, like, movies that we love and, like, movies we're watching and stuff like that. And, like, in this group chat that we're in, we always share movies, Netflix movies. Like, all of us had just finished watching Wednesday on Netflix, so we were all talking about that or whatever, right? And I'm always sending, like, period movies in there, like the period era. I'm always sending movies in there. I love the periodic vibes movies. Yes, those movies are based off of, you know, true stories, based off of history. And yes, they do have elements of struggle love in them, but most of these movies are about princesses, queens, duchess, empresses, right? So in those movies, yeah, these marriages were not perfect or whatever, right? We get that. Like, I think I'm kind of downplaying how horrible some of these marriages were, especially in the movie The Duchess. Horrible, right? And we talk about black movies and our favorite love stories, and I'm just like, why? Like, to me, personally, like, I want everybody to take this with a grain of salt. I always just find it weird because this has been repeated over and over again. Black love movies are just struggle love bottled up with some gorgeous actresses, fine ass actors, good acting as well, somewhere in New York, somewhere in LA, and it is just mixed up in struggle. And I'm not even talking about Tyler Perry movies because I don't cadabble in those. I don't dip, dab, or shenab in Tyler Perry movies. Like, I just don't. So it's frustrating because I'm like, you guys, I mean, back then, I literally thought, like, if we're going to talk about, like, a hypergamous movie, right, where we're talking about movies where black women, we really have to talk about it, right? We have to talk about movies where black women they have regular day-to-day problems, like maybe she lost her job, her car broke down, she broke her nail, she lost her wallet on, like, the subway or something like that, and then, like, a charming guy finds the, you know what I'm saying? Like, when we have storylines like that, we don't get stories like that. We get Love and Basketball, which I was tricked into that being one of my favorite movies, where this woman is chasing I feel bamboozled. This woman is chasing this man through the entire movie.
I've loved you since I was 11.
You still think the sun rises and sets on your ass? Guess what? It doesn't.
And it's true. I have so many, like, layers to me and the things that I like. But literally, honestly, truly, one of my favorite genres, if not my favorite genre movies, is romantic comedies. So if you are going to come at me about a love story or a romantic comedy, from Pride and Prejudice to Sleepless in Seattle. And yes, I am biased right now because when I think romantic comedy, I am thinking a hypergamous romantic comedy, okay? That true hypergamous love story would probably be Southside with You. Funny because my friend is like, okay, well, what about The Best Man? And if you guys seen The Best Man, I really think that it's an amazing movie. Best Man 1, Best Man 2, I love them. Elements of that movie is hypergamy. Mia marrying Morris Chestnut character, don't remember his name, but you see how long it took for them to get married, right? You see how everything she had to go through for him to finally give her the ring. She had to even sleep with his best friend, okay, for him to realize. I know this is before, right? So then we also have Sanaa Lathan's character, who in Sanaa Lathan's character, who is I feel like it is hypergamous. Like, I truly feel like she wasn't doing nothing with her life, right? She kept on switching jobs or whatever, and he was writing, he was coming up with his book, boom. But then we have my favorite hypergamous queen, the movie Candace, because she marries old boy and he take her out the strip club, right? But she's also like a smart. So I feel like parts of Best Man, I will give my friend that. Parts of Best Man did have hypergamous moments. Just like I feel like parts of Two Can Play That Game had hypergamous moments, because I think like Two Can Play That Game was like this hypergamous, super hypergamous movie. It's actually not. Like, all her friends were dating bums, and she kept giving them advice that they wouldn't take. And honestly, Monique's character was a hater. We have her, who she's actually, I think her and her love interest was actually on the same level. If you guys know Two Can Play That Game is with Vivica A. Fox. That is literally one of my favorite freaking movies, right? And then you also have, but again, these aren't, if anything, we really need to give Vivica A. Fox and Gabrielle Union their flowers, because if it wasn't for them, we would not have black romantic comedies that didn't have, or black love stories that didn't have hella struggle in it. Just like I would have to say The Brothers. If you guys seen The Brothers with Gabrielle Union, Morris Chestnut, this was the golden age of black romantic comedies. Seriously, it literally was.
Jackson told me that he loved me. And then he ate the last piece of chicken while we watched the movies.
Not good. Not good.
Hey, maybe I can get Terry to talk to him, find out what he's thinking. He's got his head on straight these days.
Yes, Terry's gonna make a fine.
And I literally love the movie The Brothers because hypergamous. Morris Chestnut character is a doctor. What does she do? Like a photographer, in and out of work. She meets this guy. Yes, she kissed the dad back in the day, but the dad had money, and she was dating the daddy too. Think about it, y'all. It's open. The Brothers is definitely a fucking hypergamous movie, and the girls were walking all over the, like, it's, okay, we have, misogynistic traits in some of the characters or whatever, but have a balance. That's what I'm saying. Like, where is we have a balance. Two of the dudes were like players, effed over the girls, you know what I'm saying? We got some of them talking about black women. Bill Bellamy's character, again, I like the movie overall. But then you have the other two who, you have D.L. Hughley's character, which, I'm talking about his character, not him in real life, because him in real life is, but his character, who, his wife is like, set boundaries on what she didn't want to do during sex and stuff. It's like, oh my God, it was such a vibe. And then, yes, you have a hypergamous queen. Gabrielle Union is in the movie. She dated the daddy, who had money, as we could tell, because the dad brought the dad owned car dealerships. They had a beautiful house. But then the elements of his mom getting back and forth with the dad. Yeah, but I mean, still, like I said, if I can give the leeway to all these periodic, these dramas and stuff where they're taking their rich man back because he is rich, then I will go I'll be okay with the mama in the movie taking the daddy back all the time. Anyway, but favorite thing to say, like, they like to throw out movies. They like to throw out movies to me as if I don't know what I'm talking about. Like, I'll be like, okay, well, that has struggle love in it. The craziest part about it is, I'm gonna keep it real with you guys, I've never watched Queen and Slim. Never watched Queen and Slim. I was never interested in watching it. I swear, that was just when I saw it, I was like, and people told me what the movie was about. Like, they were explaining to me the plot. I said, why would I want to watch this? And someone told me to watch The Photograph, which, I'm sorry, I had to go drink some water. I was like a little dehydrated. I want you guys to correct me if I'm wrong. If there are hypergamous movies and I'm just like not seeing them, and I'm talking about black hypergamous movies, I miss out on anything. So when people bring up hypergamous movies, or when I say, like, I want a movie where black women are living freely and living their lives and getting what they want and just a fairy tale story, right? People bring up BAPs. Don't get me wrong. I think BAPs are, to me personally, when I'm watching a movie, it's such a feel good movie. It's such you cannot help but to root for them. However, their men in the movie were bums. Like, how is everybody missing this? These women literally saved their last bit of coin, their last bit of dollar, fly out to LA to audition, knowing they didn't have a lick of talent, but that's called the delusion that we need because men have it. And they go out and they meet this guy. Yes, the guy's a scammer, but he has this billionaire uncle, or whatever, it's the uncle, right? And their lives are completely changed overnight. And they bring these broke men with them. And not only that, when they get the money at the end, spoiler alert, if you have not seen BAPs with Halle Berry and Natalie Desselle, I hope that I'm saying that right. R.I.P. to her. It's a scam of a movie that I felt like was such a good movie when I was a kid. And I don't think that because it's not hypergamous and because they little broke Dusty's up with them that it's a horrible movie. I wouldn't say that. But I would say, like, this is what we get. For every time you guys say, oh, I've seen It was some type of it was either on TikTok or something where somebody was talking about why are love stories so against hypergamy, and they named The Notebook and Titanic. And if that's all y'all have to worry about, if that's all white people have to worry about, it's a blessing. It's literally a blessing. And like Chrissy says, corrective promotion, right? So they have balance. Yeah, and for every Titanic or Notebook dating down white love story you have, you also have Pretty Woman, Sleepless in Seattle, Bridget Jones' Diary, The Wedding Planner, My Big Fat Greek Wedding, Made in Manhattan, Monster-in-Law. Let me tell you, J-Lo be in her hypergamous bag in these movies. If you look at any of these movies, Monster-in-Law, My Wedding Planner, all of her movies, Made in Manhattan, she is marrying Manhattan. I love how I said that. She is marrying up every single time. Along Came Polly, Tony Maguire, Heartbreakers. Literally, for every of those movies, for every Titanic, for every Notebook movie where somebody is dating down, you have 2 weeks notice. Sweet Home Alabama, Prince and Me, which is one of my faves. And you know I'm gonna have to throw out the period pieces. Pride and Prejudice. Like literally, the whole movie is based off a woman trying to marry off all of her daughters to rich men, and they basically do. Never forget about Gentlemen's Prefer Blondes. Another classic. So let's not talk about how they do the same thing in their no. With Black people, I'm consistently all the time when people are telling me, no, you don't want to watch a romantic comedy, you don't want to watch Black love stories, like you don't care about shut the fuck up. No, I don't want to watch that shit. I do not want to watch that shit. I do not want to watch a woman who has no family meet a guy and her best friend tell her she got a guy for the guy is a mailman, and this mailman takes her across the country to go through all this journey of a thing. She has a boyfriend that got hit, shot and killed in front of her, and then her friend is an alcoholic. The boyfriend, I'm talking about Poetic Justice. Okay? And actually, really good movie. I love Poetic Justice. I'm sorry. I love that movie. I don't care what nobody says. Struggle. Waiting to Exhale. Your mom's and I favorite. Struggle. How Stella Got Her Groove Back. Actually based on a hypergamous man scamming a woman into getting him into the country so he can act a fool based off of a true story. Struggle. I would have to crown Sanaya Lathan queen of struggle. And this is why I would say this. Because although she had elements of hypergamous roles in it's a Tyler Perry movie, but like I said, I'm not bringing up the Tyler Perry movies. We're not going to talk about that. But we will have to say Napoli Ever After. Oh my God. Struggle. Like dating down. If it's not struggling, it's dating down. It's like really no in between. Like if you're going to watch a Black romance and you want anything other than that, like struggle, dating down, something new, she dated down. I don't care what the race of the man is. She dated down. Another one of my faves. And I wouldn't say like my absolute favorite, but it's something that I can watch over and over and never get tired of it. So Brown Sugar, Struggle, Date It Down. Don't care what you guys said. I think she loaned that man money in that movie. If I can't recall, didn't I say oh my God. This could have been a movie for us. This could have been the one where she levels up on the hating ass boyfriend that she has, right? Have you guys ever seen Mahogany Diana Ross? Have you guys ever seen that movie? She levels up on the hater ass boyfriend that she has, moves to a different country, starts, what is she doing? She designs, right? Models, just becomes like just getting money and becoming famous and all that. But instead, we are supposed to believe in this movie, spoiler alert if you have not watched it, that this hater of a boyfriend that she has, loser, he's supposed to be becoming a mayor or something like that, but he's a hater the whole time. When she gets over to I think she went to Italy or something like that, she just becomes like this drug head and gets wrapped up in this lifestyle, and he's the only one that can save her, even though he was a hater the whole time. We're supposed to be happy that she like ends up with him. I want them to be for real. If you Google Black love stories, Black love movies on Google, the first movies that pop up are struggle movies, i.e. Moonlight, i.e. Malcolm and Marie, where like a recovering drug addict is arguing with her like director boyfriend through the movie. I tried to watch like 10 minutes of it. It was really bad. It was horrible. Honestly, one of the worst things I've ever seen. But now, since we're headed towards the end of this rant of mine, my frustration, I do want to end this on the lighter note of hypergamous movies that I, enjoy. Like I said, they have elements of hypergamy in it. Like, if we're just gonna talk about my overall favorite hypergamous movies, Heartbreakers, oh my god, that is my shit. Yes, they were con artists, but that is my movie. Why don't we have a Heartbreakers? Why don't we have a Heartbreakers? Why don't we have a Sleepless in Seattle? Because she literally saved this man's life. I don't know why I did quotation. Sandra Bullock saves this man's life in the movie, and he's loaded with money or whatever. His family is great or whatever. They fall in love with her, and they're like, "Oh, you gotta be with her." Also, just to skip to things, because I know somebody's gonna be like, "Oh, well, what about the newer movies?" Because I'm saying a lot of like 90s and whatever movie. Beyond the Lights. It's I don't know if you guys seen that movie. Also, she dated down. I don't want to. Where are the new movies at where they don't date down? There's not any. So, but if there are, let me know and correct me if I'm wrong, because I do be stuck in the 90s. I'm not gonna lie. Like good movies that have like hypergamous feels to it. Just Right is a great movie. Again, you're only gonna get a certain color in there. They're not gonna give you nobody darker than Lori living a hypergamous lifestyle. So I do love Just Right. I do. I'm not gonna lie. I do like that movie as a hypergamous movie. But it's problematic too. And I'm not gonna get into why it's problematic. But if you watch Just Right, like he ended up with her after he chose her god sister, but only ended up with her after he thought his career was over and she had to nurse him back to health. Again, like I said, there's struggle in there. But at the end of the day, she made money off of helping him. And not only that, ends up being with him. And he seems like he has money. He's in the NBA. But, I mean, he has a longevity career in the NBA. Like, he definitely had more money than you have to. I don't know. Is it hypergamous? Is it not hypergamous? Because you don't have to ask that with Pretty Woman. You don't have to ask that with Crazy Rich Asians. You have to ask that with 2 Weeks Notice. Maid in Manhattan, where she is a maid, dresses up like, I'm just going to use like some, how I see the movie. She's a maid. She has her Cinderella moments where she borrows clothes from this wealthy woman, and she just puts on these clothes, and all of a sudden she's just noticeable. She has the jewelry. Everybody is rooting for her. It gives you the Pretty Woman feel. We don't have that. We don't have those movies. Black women, we don't have those. Again, I think that all movies have problems in them. Everybody has problems, but the dynamic of the different problems is almost so crazy in Black movies. Like, you literally have How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days, where one of their jobs is Kate Hudson's job is to write articles, and she's going to write an article about how she can lose a guy in 10 days. And I think his was like a bet. He worked for a company or a bet that he could get any woman to like fall in love with. These two sides that have bets, and you have these funny, quirky moments in the movie. I feel like it's kind of hypergamous movies is Strictly Business. I feel like it's an old movie in the 90s. To me, it's a good hypergamous movie and what I'm talking about good for black cast, that's what I'm saying. Because when I'm thinking about it, another Halle Berry movie. Was she in her hypergamous bag? But also, again, I'm not saying that the movies I listed were not good movies. Like, I think they are good movies. Like, when I think of romantic comedies, there's so many. Like I said, I listed them. The majority of these romantic comedies that are non-Black people, right? These comedies, they like love stories or romance stories or romantic stories are hypergamous. They have more elements of hypergamy, and they have less elements of struggle. Anyway, I just wanted to share this video. I like to just rant and talk about some things. If you want to, you can follow me on Instagram, Codenamechanel. My Snapchat is Chanel Kid Herb. My TikTok is Codenamechanel. If you want to join my Patreon, I also have a more list of my favorite hypergamous movies. I did include Black movies in there. I did include but overall, we need more Black love stories. We need more Black romantic comedies, and we need them to have less and less and less struggle in them. And we're going to be treated like a queen. Who is going to get that Cinderella story? Who is going to get that Pretty Woman story? Anyway, you guys, thank you guys so much for listening and watching my channel. I appreciate it so much. I look a mess right now. Like, I need to, it's time for me to hang it up flat. But yeah, thank you guys so much. I'm out. Mwah.